Welcome to another episode of Beer Culture Webshow. We are continuing with Justin Muller, our certified Cicerone here in the Coachella Valley at Schmitty's Tavern. I'm here with my associate, my esteemed associate, Justin.
That would be me.
And we are drinking another amazing, hard to find, rare, unique beverage. Also from Foothills Brewing. Out of
Where? Winston-Salem?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah. This is the barrel-aged sexual chocolate
Hold on, I'm going to say it. Sexual chocolate.
from 2013. It's another one-day-a-year brewery-only release. They released the non-barrel-aged version around February usually, and then the barrel-aged version usually comes out around like September in the fall. And like I said, this is from 2013, so it's about 5-6 months old by now. But this is amazing.
Yeah, it's...
You said even people over there have a hard time getting it.
Okay, Sandra Raymer and them sent the beer to us for the shoot. They said we had the beer yet. And I said, well, yeah, we're going to have it tonight. We're doing the episode blah, blah, and we're drinking sexual chocolate with that. And she was like, what? We can't get that. Do you have an extra bottle? Like, we don't. And no, you can't.
And like I said, it's brewery only, and I think they put it on tap at a handful of places around the local area there. But to get bottles, from my understanding, you have to go to the brewery on the release day, and it's another one of those where you go hang out, and it's usually like a big event and a big party. Everybody's having bottle shares and whatnot, and you go in and you get however many bottles they're allowing everybody to buy. Usually these brewery only events, they allow anywhere from like 3 to 6 bottles depending on how much they were able to make.
There really is like almost a cherry chocolate to that. For me, like
It is extremely sweet.
Michelle over there, it's very cherry chocolate.
Yeah,
it's very sweet. It's got a great
Your lips are sticky when you're done drinking it.
and the bourbon's not overpowering either. The bourbon flavor isn't really overpowering this at all. I mean, it's there just enough to let you know that it's there.
This is one I would love to have a year later, just to see what it mellowed down to.
It's not hot though, is it?
No, it's not. It's not at all.
It's only, I think, 9.75%, which is kind of high, but it's not really high for Imperial Stout.
It's kinda high
for
for us.
us, yeah.
Do you know what type of bourbon?
What kind of barrels?
I
Which makes a huge
think
difference, right?
they use Buffalo Trace barrels for this.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. A lot of people are the Pappy Van Winkle's like the new gotta have it.
Yes, it is.
Barrel aged beer thing right now, and after having Pappy Van Winkle, I don't get it.
Did you have the 20-year rye?
I think I had the 15-year.
Because the rye it's orgasm in a bottle. It is fantastic.
I think I tried the 15-year, and I just wasn't. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just not a bourbon guy, but I just wasn't impressed with it at all.
Now, Pappy Van Winkle, it's funny because it was huge in Vegas when I was there about 5 years ago. Every high roller would come in, and that was the bourbon they all wanted to order.
Yeah.
And it's like $50 a glass, right? It's like
Depends on which one, but yeah, I mean, it is
Yeah.
just ridiculously expensive. But it lives up to the hype. I think it's totally worth it. I would rather have that than a Johnny Walker Blue or any of those other expensive types of scotches or whiskeys.
At the end of my whiskey drinking life, I was drinking Bushmills mostly, and I was drinking like
Irish whiskey, okay.
10-year. I'd buy the 10-year-old, and it was really good. It's phenomenal. To me, it tasted like almonds and vanilla. Like I didn't taste any whiskey or heat in it. To me, it tastes like almonds and vanilla. I could put that on ice with a little raw sugar and a squeeze of a lime, and I could just sit there and drink that all night.
It's funny, everybody's always about the Jameson, but that's like the worst.
No, it's terrible. It's so horrible. But those are the people that are like, I'm Irish on St. Patrick's Day. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not Irish.
Yeah.
No, you're not. He looks more Irish than anybody I've ever fucking hung out with. This guy right here.
You won't hear me saying that shit ever. So we were talking about Cicerone certification.
Yes, we were.
Tell us a little more about the level 2 certification. What's involved? How you go about getting the next level
And I have to say,
above certified beer.
One of my desires for the show when I first created that concept, when I first drug him in and said, you're going to help me do this. We're going to do this fucking idea. We're going to spend all our free time and extra money buy and drink beer, to film it, get people to like it, is to get us to the basic level. You know what I mean? Like, let's go get the beer server certification, so that we feel,
Just knock it out, right?
Yeah, let's knock that first piece out. I think is to be a little more clap for the show, a little respect for ourselves that we can do that, and we'd love for you to walk us through that process.
Yeah, it's great.
We take a couple of laptops. We take at least a 12-pack of beer.
We can knock it out one night. We can knock that out in one night. And it gives you a good idea of what to expect when you finally do take the Cicerone exam. Because it kind of goes from the shallow end straight to the 9-foot deep end, right? And you go from certified beer server to Cicerone. There's no set date as to when you have to take the test. You get all the required information, all the books and everything else. They have off flavor packets you can buy, so they'll send you little packets with little off flavors that you can put in a beer, so you know how to taste when a beer's gone bad, such and such. And
That sounds like a fun prank for friends.
I've been considering doing that, actually.
On like St. Patrick's Day or April Fool's Day, I'm all about those. We could get some of that.
Yeah, and it's basically at your own pace. So you'll study until you feel you're ready, and then what they'll do is several times throughout the year they hold the test at different breweries. Like
You have to go to there.
correct, you have
Where
to
did you
travel
go?
there. I went to Stone Brewing Company.
Okay.
I was actually in the first class 2008 with Greg Quill
Wow.
Wow. Were you sweating?
before he had the beard.
Sweating.
I was
You're like
nervous,
right next to you,
absolutely.
Like, oh my god, it's
I
right here.
I didn't even remember him being there. I ran
Wow.
into him about a year ago when he came into Schmitty's, and I was telling him like I was in there. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so was I," and I was so focused on the exam, I wasn't caring who was there or anything.
Yeah.
I was
How
sweating
long
bullets.
did that exam take?
About 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Were you buzzed at the end? Tried enough beers?
Yeah, but I was buzzed because I was nervous and was drinking before I took the exam, not because of the actual exam itself. But it's they go over everything, so you have to know the proper storage techniques for beer, draft line maintenance. Is this beer served in the right glass? Has the beer gone bad? It's incredibly in depth. We wouldn't have time tonight to go over all of this stuff.
Now, do you have to be able to tell different styles just by tasting the beer and know what style that beer is?
Know what type of beer that is. Is it served in the right glass? Has the beer gone bad? Food and beer pairings. What would you? I mean, one of the questions on the exam was, give me a recipe for a barley wine. Go. And you just have to literally write down how you would make a barley wine every step. It's a very legitimate exam, man. And
Very cool.
once you're certified, if you know exactly what you have to go through to get certified, you definitely earn your respect.
And I think the intensity of it, I think one person could like fail the recipe piece but nail all the rest. I mean,
That happens all the time, absolutely.
Whereas somebody else could fail like the systems piece but nail everything else and pass.
Draft line maintenance, that was the hardest stuff for me. It wasn't, because I've been in
Right.
restaurants and bars since I was 14 years old. So the food, and I've done food and wine pairings and food
none
and
of
liquor
that, none of that
pairings.
scares me. The building recipe doesn't scare me. The off flavors doesn't scare me. The systems part is the one where I would be like, it's been a long time since I touched a kegging system. A long time.
But it's a lot of fun, and they're actually getting ready to change it from what I read recently on their website. So it's going to be much, much harder.
Wow.
Which is good. I have no problem with that. In fact, I'll probably go back and retake it. I'll go back.
That's them raising the bar. Like,
Exactly, I have no
like
problem
anything,
with that.
as it grows, they'll raise the bars.
The harder it is, the more legitimate it is. So I have no
They'll
problem
keep
with
raising
that.
the bar, sure.
Especially because now craft beer connoisseurs are much more honed than they were
Definitely.
10 years ago.
Definitely.
You know, there's so much
We
more
are,
out
I mean,
there
we
now.
are hardcore.
There's styles that didn't exist when I took the exam that now exist. So it's definitely something we want to think about retaking every 5
Cascade,
years.
Dark Ale, and Black IPA.
You haven't been to Schmitty's to have it on cask yet. We have
No.
conditioned black on cask with Persian limes and orange zest added to it.
Yeah.
It is fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Aged in Irish with Irish whiskey
Still on
soaked
tap right now?
cues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
It's
as
on
of 2 days
cask.
ago. It's on cask.
It's not
So it's
like
like,
yeah.
Schmitty's is the only place in the desert you can get cask ale. There is
Yeah.
nowhere else to go to get cask ale. Not even Eureka has cask ale, which I am honestly surprised about. I have no idea why they.
Yeah,
Because they
so
do
am
it
I.
at the other locations.
Yeah, this one, they got some bugs to work out with them still. With
Give
beer.
it a year,
Yeah.
some time to sit up and get their. And that's the thing. You have to get your staff trained because that's one of the biggest things when selling beer. And as a cicerone, you learn is pair the right beer with the right person. Because if you don't, then you're just going to waste beer and you're going to waste time and money.
Absolutely.
One thing I do like about Eureka is they don't have any BMC on tap at all. No Corona, no Heineken, no Stella.
They don't give you a
Bud
choice.
Light,
No, I give the
nothing.
brand that. I mean, in being a brand guy, I mean, I work for a brand. I build brands. You know, I understand food costing, I understand all the concepts of running any business. And I did research on that brand and what they've done to build it. And it's a great concept.
No, there was they were just
Yeah,
like,
it's
we're
a
not
great-
going to carry that. We're going
Yeah,
to do it
it's
the way
a
we
great
want to.
Southern California concept, all the way from the food, all the way through the beer, and the scotch, and the vodkas, and back down.
And I go there quite often, and I've never seen anybody get up and walk out because they didn't have a BMC
No,
beer on tap.
absolutely not.
Not
No.
once.
But I think the thing they're missing is somebody like yourself that is in there and moving around the floor 40 hours a week and just table touching and educating.
Oh, I noticed you're
and
having the
knowledge.
hamburger here. This beer we just put on tap will go perfectly with this
There's
particular
nobody
hamburger
that's
you're
out
eating.
there doing that. And there's
Yeah.
nobody that walks around that place. None of the managers that are in there, you know, are really just
Well, it's not even
carrying
just.
that on
And you
their
have to,
shoulders.
you have to give them time, but especially for a business like that with what they're going for, you need to have your staff cicerone trained.
Absolutely.
It's
But I
a-
mean, it's not even just there. I mean, there are a handful of other craft beer bars, and none of the other places have that.
No.
I mean, there isn't a single place you go to around here except for Schmitty's where somebody is walking around saying, "You're having this. Well, I would recommend you drink this with it." Or if somebody comes up and says, "I like this. What would you recommend?" You know, well, I would recommend this, this, or this, depending on what certain flavors you're looking for.
Right. First question I ask is always, what do you usually drink?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I go from there. I'm like, all right, well, this would be the closest to this. Now, are you looking to branch out? You want to find something similar? What are you eating? It all makes a huge difference. And the biggest thing is it makes the guest experience so much better. Like, wow, this guy came by. I didn't even ask. He saw what I was eating. He recommended it. It went perfectly. My whole experience was better because of it. And now they're willing to go to other places and try more
So-
craft beer and do
Yeah.
that.
We want to get that first piece knocked out.
Let's do it.
I think we should come down to Schmitty's and do it. A couple laptops, burgers, some beer.
You guys could do it in less than an hour.
I think it'd be a great experience down there.
Get that knocked out.
Chance to do a little table touching.
And I want to go back and redo the Cicerone certification, so I'm planning on getting a study group together for that. So if you guys knock out that first level,
Now,
then we can all get together and start studying. And I still have all my old notes and everything like
That'd
that.
be awesome.
once you're certified, does it expire, or once you're certified, is it good
As
forever?
of now, no, you don't have to keep renewing every year. But if you don't pass the test, you have to pay the amount of test again.
Right.
You don't get an automatic free retest, so we got to make sure we're ready.
That's understandable.
That's your job. Make sure we're ready.
Yeah.
That's what I studied for a year before I
It's kind of
even
heating
went.
up a little bit now. It's got a little heat now.
I
First
did-
goes down.
I couldn't save mine. I drank it already.
A little heat. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, you
Appreciate
guys. Awesome. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
it. Sandra Reamer,
Thank you so
North
much, Andrew.
Carolina, serves awesome beer. We appreciate it. Foothills Brewing, super appreciate it. Another episode of Beer Culture Web Show. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
Cheers.
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 Go visit Schmitty's, have a beer, visit Justin over there. Ask
Come
him what
down.
you should have and shouldn't have with what you're eating.
Bottle share and beer tasting every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Get there at 6:30.
What about beer school?
Bring a bottle.
And bring a bottle of good beer with you.
Okay.
Yeah, we do two different events, beer tastings at Schmitty's. One is a weekly event I do. It's a Cicerone tasting. It's only $15. I provide 4 beers, but if you want to participate in the bottle share, bring your own bottle of good beer with you, and then everybody drinks everybody's beer. And we've had some just amazing beers.
The one we were at with the Roaming Pint was like, what, 20 bottles we went through?
And that's not even the biggest ones.
That
We've
was
done
like
some
20
crazy,
bottles.
crazy,
Yeah.
with incredibly expensive, incredibly hard to find beers.
And then what about beer school?
Beer School is the last Wednesday of every month. That's the big food and beer pairing. For $20, you get 4 food dishes, full size, full, like you'll leave full, so don't eat before you get there.
Right.
And 4 beers to go with that, as well as we tap a cask ale at every beer school. So you get to be there, and if you're lucky, I'll call you up on stage to tap the cask.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much,
it.
guys. I
Thanks,
appreciate
sir.
it. You're welcome.
Beer Culture Web Show. Get out of here.